everyone, so today I'm going to talk about the time that the hotel I used to work at was under a bomb threat. So this was back in, I think 2016, 2017. I was working at a hotel and I work at the front desk. So I was at the front desk with another one of the front desk workers that I had actually known for a long time beforehand. I'm at one desk, so this is one desk, and then there's a space in between and there's another desk. So I'm at one desk working, you know, checking people in and out and all that. And then, hello, hi. And then she's at the other desk. So the phone rings and I'm already doing something, so I can't answer it. So she answers it. From the second she answers the phone, her face is just white. And I'm like, what's wrong? What's going on? You're scaring me. What's happening? And she sat down the phone and was like, oh my God. And I was like, tell me what's going on. And she was like, that was someone that just said that there might be a bomb in the hotel. And I said, you're joking, right? And she was like, I wish I was. Because at this time, it was during the middle of the week. And if you know anything about hotels, you know that during the middle of the week, like Monday to Wednesday is the busiest times because, you know, people are traveling for business and all this sort of thing. And so the hotel that I worked at was the nicest one in my hometown, so it was always really busy. So she said, yeah, they said that they had reason to believe that somebody staying there may have a bomb in their room. We don't know if it's active or not. And so I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So immediately I call 911 and we get them on the phone with her and they're telling her all the details. And the person that called on the phone, they didn't say who they were. They didn't say anything more than this is the room number. And I think it was like 204. And so, you know, you work at a hotel, you can look up the room number and see who's in the room. And so we looked it up and we called the police and we were like, what should we do? Like, do we go knock on the door? What should we do? And so they were like, we don't want to cause any sort of panic. And I was like, well, no duh, like we don't want to cause any panic because we don't want anyone to die or anything. And so the police tell us that, okay, just get someone to knock on the door and see if anyone's there. If they answer, be like housekeeping, yada yada. And we're like, okay. And so in the meantime, we get another call. It's someone that knows the person in 204. And we were like, yeah, who are you? Like, why would they have a bomb in their room? Blah, blah, blah. So the guy that called us, that knew the guy from 204, he was like, my friend, he just graduated from law school. He's about to go off to be a lawyer. He's under a lot of stress right now. He's been taking some medications and they're just not working right with his mind. Like, he's been acting not himself. And so I'm immediately thinking like, great, this guy has gone crazy and he's decided that the world is just not worth being in anymore and he wants to take out a whole hotel with him. So I am like, okay, awesome. And so I'm like, okay, cool, great, fantastic. He's just gonna decide to blow up the whole hotel and just take everyone down with him. And so the friend of the guy in 204, okay, we'll call the guy in 204, we'll call him Brad. We'll call him Brad. Okay, Brad. And then we'll call the other guy, we'll call him Chad, Brad and Chad. So the guy in 204 had just been in my hometown because he had just bought a Jeep from Chad. So Brad had just bought a Jeep from Chad, okay? And so Chad hadn't gotten all the money that he needed for the Jeep yet, okay? All right. So in the meantime, I'm finding all this out while the police have shown up. And so when somebody went to knock on the door, they didn't get an answer. So the police decide that they're going to go knock on the door and see if they can get someone to come to the door. And when they can't get someone to come to the door, they decide that they're going to go inside the room. So they're, you know, getting ready to go inside the room and everything. Meanwhile, no one's evacuated the hotel. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, if I owned a hotel and I had any sort of inclination or someone had tipped me off that maybe a bomb in my hotel, and the person that did it seemed very genuine, and we had reason to believe that the guy was crazy, I would evacuate the hotel. That's just me, you know, just trying to save the men, women, and children that were there, and myself. But, you know, that's just me. So, you know, we're all freaking out. And the police get to the room. They open the door, and no one's there. No one is there. And so we're like, okay, did he get out of here? We don't know what he looks like. Did he get out of here before we could realize he was leaving? Did he take a bomb with him? So I go out to the parking lot and I'm looking for the car that he just bought. And I had noticed it because it was a nice Jeep, and I like Jeeps, like the big ones that are lifted and all that stuff. Like, it was nice. It was black and had nice rims and everything. So I noticed it. I was like, oh, that's nice. So I had gotten there at 7 that morning. The call came at probably lunchtime. I had been out to my car since then, and I had noticed the Jeep. At probably like 11 is when I'd been out to my car. And then the call probably came at probably like 12. So in the span of an hour, we get the call, we go to the room, we notice that he's not there, and then I go out to see if the car is there again, and it's gone. The Jeep's gone. So meanwhile, Chad has been calling Brad, like, dude, where are you? Can you please call me back? Blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, you've got to let us know that you're okay, all of this stuff, because we didn't know where he was. We didn't know if he had a bomb in his car and he was going down the highway. So finally he gets a hold of him and he says, hey, I'm fine. I just need to leave. I need to get out of town, blah, blah, blah. And then the other guy's like, well, do you know anything about this bomb that they're talking about? And he was like, what do you mean bomb? Like, and so we're at the front desk like, what the heck is happening? Are we about to die? Is he gone? Is he gonna go on a murderous rampage? Like, what's going on? Because at this point, we're safe, we're fine, we think, because there's no bomb there. The cops have looked. They've looked in the room, they've looked, you know, around the lobby and anything like that, and there's no bomb. So we're safe, we think. And so the guy, Brad, is talking to Chad on the phone, and Chad's asking him these questions like, where are you? Blah, blah, blah. And so Brad's like, well, I had to leave town. I couldn't stay. I couldn't go to Florida to law school or to be a lawyer or whatever bull crap he was doing. And so he's on the phone with him. Chad's on the phone with Brad, and he's talking to him. He's like, dude, just come back. Everything's okay. You know, we'll figure everything out, blah, blah, blah. The cops are like, well, he's not here anymore. There's not really anything we can do. They decide that they're just gonna leave. The cops leave. They're like, well, it's out of our hands, out of our control. And I'm just like, wow, okay. And so, you know, us at the front desk, we're like, well, what about the people on the roads? Like, does he actually have a bomb? What, you know, what's going on? And Chad is like, this is ridiculous. Like, my friend might be in danger, yada, yada. And so he decides that he's just gonna leave. He leaves. He's like, I'm not gonna let him just drive away like this, blah, blah, blah. And meanwhile, Brad's halfway to Nashville, like halfway to a different state. And Chad's just like, I'm just gonna meet up with him. I'm like, are you just gonna speed? And he's like, yeah, if I have to. And I'm like, okay. So Chad leaves to chase after Brad. The cops leave because they can't do anything. And here we are at the front desk of the hotel, just flabbergasted, dumbfounded, confused, bamboozled, awestruck, because all of this just happened. We thought we were going to die, and it turns out, well, it doesn't turn out anything because we don't know. We never found out. We never found out if there was a bomb in the hotel. I mean, nothing blew up, but we never knew if there was one there at one time. We never knew. And so that's just kind of how this story ends. That's pretty much it. And wow, those are some crazy times. That hotel was some crazy times. But you know, you live and you learn and you grow from your past. So, and it's just kind of crazy because it's like, I'll never know what happened, you know? That guy must have been going through some crazy stuff, like stress, whatever, but like, dang. Well, okay. I know there wasn't really an end to this story or anything like that, but I thought I'd share. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.